You're watching 11 Alive Morning News. 11 minutes of nonstop news starts now.
I mean, it had to be God looking out for them, because I can't see how anybody gets out of something like that alive.
Storm survivors getting a look at their tornado-ravaged communities. A look at more of that damage as the state gets ready to head toward recovery.
Filling an urgent need. There is now a plan to bring a new hospital to South Fulton. How one state senator says millions of dollars are already going toward the effort.
Clouds are starting to fill in. With any rain coming out of those clouds for today, I'll let you know in the full forecast straight ahead.
Brake lights in Fulton County, brake lights in Gwinnett County. There's a look at I-20 westbound at Lithonia Industrial Boulevard. Slow going as you try to make your way through DeKalb County over on the east side of town.
Later this morning, the Georgia Supreme Court will hear arguments on the state's controversial abortion law.
11 Alive's Ariana Maniz has more on what you can expect.
Today's hearing is the latest development in the ongoing legal battle surrounding the heartbeat law. For months now, the Georgia Supreme Court has upheld this controversial law, which means any abortions after 6 weeks into a pregnancy are banned. This is usually before many women realize they're pregnant. Now, although the law was signed back in 2019, it didn't go into effect until last summer when the U.S. Supreme Court overturned Roe v. Wade. The law then faced another legal challenge. Back in November, a Fulton County judge tried to block the state's ban on abortions as he ruled it violated the Constitution because it was passed before the U.S. Supreme Court handed down its decision. But the Georgia Supreme Court quickly overturned that ruling, deciding that the law would stay in place until it can consider this current appeal. Now, in a few hours, we will continue to see this legal battle continue to play out. Oral arguments are scheduled to take place at 10 a.m. Back to you.
Ariana, thank you. Less than an hour from now, Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens will give his State of the City address. During that address, he is expected to highlight some of the success we saw in 2022 and also talk about his vision for this year, which he calls the Year of the Youth. That address starts at 7:30.
Governor Kemp continues his tour of tornado damage in Georgia. Today, he'll be in Milledgeville. The tornado blew through Troup County, was an EF3. That means winds up to 165 miles an hour. It destroyed 25 to 30 homes, and this morning we're hearing more from storm survivors.
Molly joining us in studio this morning. You were there yesterday, and we know from what we saw, recovery is not going to be easy.
Yeah, especially since neighbors are telling us another line of storms washed away roads yesterday morning, making their recovery even harder. We talked with neighbors about their experience through the storm. Sunday morning's tornadoes snapped trees and turned businesses and homes into this. One woman says they lost their cell service when the tower went down, and then their power went out too.
It was just like a boom. And when the boom happened, it happened. It went through the house.
5 people were injured. Authorities say no one was killed, though, in the storms.
Molly, thank you. That was a look at your top headlines.
All right, a few clouds this morning, Chesley.
Just a few right now, but more will fill in as we head through the morning and into early afternoon. Not a whole lot of rain coming out of the clouds. In fact, it's only a slight chance that we can see that down to southern portions of the state or our county. Certainly in the southern portions of the state is where we could see a couple thunderstorms there. As far as your forecast goes for today, we're starting off in the 50s. 67 degrees will be our temperature by noon. 71 for the afternoon high. Mostly cloudy skies for much of the day. Won't really see those clouds break up until we head toward the evening. Down to 68 degrees by 7 o'clock tonight. So if you have evening plans, it'll be a decent night for us. Then we're going to see those temperatures fall off once again. In fact, I think tomorrow will be cooler than today at 71. Notice around us we do have rain. Most of that down here in the southern portions of the state. That's where the front has begun to drop. South of that is where we could see some severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center has placed a level 1 threat. That is a marginal risk for severe weather in the southern portions of the state. We don't have much over us right now. That light green shade even just means a general threat for a rumble of thunder too. I think most of that will stay south of Macon for this afternoon. Here it is, our forecast track model. You can follow along with me with the time right there at the top of the screen. It shows the clouds filling right on in. We're going to wind up with mostly cloudy skies, especially for early afternoon. It won't be until late after 5, 6 o'clock that we'll start to see some breaks begin to form in the clouds. We'll watch that break down. We'll have clear skies tonight. We'll see the temperature fall off into the low 40s. So it's going to be a chillier start, or a cooler start, I should say, for tomorrow morning. High, thin clouds around. Won't take away too much from our sun, so we'll call it mostly sunny skies through the day on Wednesday. Those clouds get out of the way. Thursday, we'll start off with crystal clear skies. Another cool start for us. We'll hold on to that sunshine for much of the day. In fact, Thursday is my pick for the week, folks, as we rebound back into into the 70s. So today 71. Tomorrow 43-degree start, only 66 for the high. Definitely a jacket day for us. Going to give it a 10 out of a possible 11 with the wazometer with the sunshine. Mostly sunny skies. In fact, crystal clear skies all day on Thursday, looking great. 72, very comfortable during the afternoon. That's going to be a nice day for us. Much of the day, I think Friday starts off with the sun, and then we'll see the clouds increasing late. Got a 20% chance here, but that's going to be late in the day on Friday going into Saturday. Saturday will be our next best chance for the rain. 76 degrees for the high. That'll be the wettest of the 2 weekend days. Sunday we rebound 10 on the wazometer, 73 degrees under mostly sunny skies. In fact, that could be an 11. We'll have to see how much the clouds have to say about that. And then more clouds move in by Wednesday of next week with a 20% chance for rain and temperatures in the upper 70s by then.
Continuing our 11 minutes of nonstop news with a live look at the nation's capital. This morning, flags are at half-staff following the latest deadly school shooting. This morning, President Biden says gun violence is ripping our nation apart.
And now he is calling on Congress again to take action on guns as families mourn. NBC's Kathy Park has new details on the investigation.
Good morning. Another community is reeling from a mass shooting, this time in a small Christian elementary school in Nashville, Tennessee. 3 students, children, all 9 years old, and 3 adults are among the dead. Police say that the 28-year-old suspect, Audrey Hale, actually attended the school many years ago and lived in Nashville. We'll have much more on the investigation coming up on Today.
And turning to some local headlines, there are some new barricades up this morning surrounding the future site of the Atlanta Public Safety Training Center.
It is closed to the public right now. DeKalb County Police have started removing people from the Entrenchment Creek Park. They've arrested at least 1 person. CEO Michael Thurmond issued an executive order preventing anybody from being on the property. He says there are deadly hazards, including Molotov cocktails and booby traps. We're told it could take law enforcement a few days to clear it.
The push is getting stronger this morning to bring a new hospital to the metro. State senators just passed a resolution urging South Fulton and East Point to establish one. Support from across the pond. A humanitarian group from the UK is offering $75 million to finance it. Morehouse School of Medicine says it will buy into the plan. There's already a list of possible locations, including the old WellStar location in East Point.
In a few hours, advocates will gather at the state capitol for the first ever Trans Day of Liberation. They say it's a day to celebrate the beauty of transgender and non-binary people around the world. It's also a time for them to amplify their voices about major issues, including a new law in Georgia that restricts most gender-affirming care for transgender youth. That law goes into effect July 1st. Right now, we know of at least 1 group planning to file suit against the state. Community Estrella will be at today's event. The group's CEO says that law is discrimination and that today is about protecting their community.
If you are planning to travel internationally, get your passport in order because right now there is a major backlog for new ones. The State Department is reporting 500,000 passport renewal applications every week. That is a 30 to 40% increase since last year. We back outside. Right now, a regular passport is going to take about 10 to 13 weeks. Expedited, that'll take you 7 to 9 weeks. The State Department is now adding employees and some extra offices to meet that demand, Chesley.
Got mine last year. All right, we're looking at by noon, temperatures right around 67 degrees. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies for much of the day today. We'll stay mostly cloudy by 4 o'clock. This morning we'll reach our daytime high of 71 degrees. A slight chance for an isolated shower. I think a lot of that will be in our southernmost counties. If we see anything at all, it's only a 10 to 20% chance. So I think we're going to be dry for the most part. Driving home, we'll start to see those clouds beginning to break down. Temperatures right around, well, not being 75, right around 70 degrees by 6 o'clock, falling back down into the 60s by 7 o'clock and 8 o'clock tonight.
A tribute to a law enforcement hero in Forsyth County. This is video from Ivo's final call. He served the sheriff's office for 6 years, deploying 250 times. He helped arrest 150 suspects and keep his handler safe. So congratulations, Ivo. Enjoy that retirement.
We wanted to take some time out to tip our friends.
Yeah, we passed the plate.
Past the collection plate. We got $5.
Nicer traffic, nicer weather. These men have been working so hard for you.
What do we do, Chesley? What do we do? Thank you.
Make it a pocket square. Put it right there.
Oh, pocket square.
Pass it to the producers.
Pass it to the producers.
They make the show go
Just go ahead and give it back now, Jerry. Just go ahead and give it back now.
We're giving it right back.
What can you get for $5 these days? Ooh. Go to Dollar Tree, my favorite store.
A 4 for $4 from Wendy's.
Yes.
4 for $4.
4 for $4. I love the 4 for $4.
Free trip.
You're speaking my language.